Hey people, this is as much as I'm going to probably talk about in this review. So, for the 2004 or 6, somewhere around that year movie, starring Ben Affleck and other people, and Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca Romaine and some other people. Here is Kay.
Hi. Okay, so we just watched Man About Town, Ben Affleck. Probably the overview synopsis of this was he thought he had a pretty good life. He took a creative writing class and then he was trying to write a daily journal.
With teacher John Cleese.
Yeah. And news reporter Barbie Yin or something. She was in the
that
she was in the class.
That was Bai Ling. She was in the movie. She was in Crank 2.
So he takes this class to kind of do some, I don't know, I don't think it was soul searching.
Self-reflection.
Yeah, whatever. And
self-therapy.
He in the beginning was working for a talent agency that did mostly with writers.
And actors.
No, writers. Okay. And then what they did is they photocopied the whole customer list, everything about them, so they could take over and buy the business. So he ran the business. He part owned it with the guy.
Why would
from White Castle, that movie?
Oh, Cal Penn.
Why what?
Why did they do an audition in the office then? Not on a couch. Get your heads out of the gutter.
Because he was trying to sign the writer.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So everything he thinks is going pretty good, but then now he's starting to think, well, maybe there's little clues here and there.
And then this movie gets all pretentious by showing flashbacks randomly.
Yeah.
Stephen King would complain about the flashbacks.
And his dad had a stroke, and so his dad was living with them and was fascinated with this huge fish tank. And
I didn't want to see that much of him.
Yeah.
But at least we got to find out what Grandma's favorite show was.
Oh, jeez.
I think that might have been a movie, but okay.
I think it was his, and I don't... Yeah, whatever. Yep, that was Barrel. Anyway.
And amateurish because it just, it kept zooming in and out and, it had bad focus. Mm-hmm. Our videos are of higher quality than that video.
Well, what was it? What'd they say? Like a 2mm or something? Whatever.
8mm, 16mm, 35mm.
So he's taking this class, and the professor only shows up for lecmaybe 10 minutes every week or whatever.
And he writes things down in big letters.
And spelling is very important.
Yeah, and he's going to read it, and... Yeah. Continue, if you want.
So then...
Actually, I'd suggest if you do. We're only 4 minutes in.
So then he finds out that his wife is sleeping with one of the writers, one of his clients.
Oh, played by Adam Goldberg.
Right. Right now he's on that Queen Latifah show Sunday nights.
Okay.
He's a computer whiz.
Adam Goldberg, I shouldn't typecast because this is only the second thing that I've seen him do this in. But this is the second thing that I've seen him do where he stars in something that's like a behind the scenes of Hollywood production. The first one was Joey, where it was behind the scenes of Joey trying to make it as a TV and movie star. And he played his best friend, so it's like... typecasting?
I don't know. Sometimes you do a role really good and they want to keep you in that type of role.
Wouldn't shock me if he had a role in The Disaster Artist at this point.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you did.
I did? Did that win
It was
something?
it was the one where James Franco was playing Tommy Wiseau.
Oh.
Anyway, tell me about your sex life, Mark. It also had Seth Rogen and Zac Efron.
Oh. Okay.
JJ
So
made us
then,
watch it.
so then, he wants to confront the guy that he is sponsoring,
Or
or
no,
that
wants to
has-
drop him.
He wants to drop him. Everybody wants him to keep him because he's like a multi-million-dollar gig, whatever you want to call. And
Insert male celebrity that's in trouble right now. Reference here.
okay,
You didn't get that?
I think I got it, but
You're talking about they want to drop him, but he makes a lot of money. So that's why I said insert male celebrity reference in trouble here.
okay.
Hashtag me too or time's up or
So anyway, Ben Affleck is now starting to have a bad time. Everybody in his office, he does have a co-owner. Everyone in the office doesn't want him to drop and thinks he should speak to his wife.
I wish I
But
could remember
he-
that girl in the movie.
The one, there was a young man that Ben Affleck said, "Does anybody have a truck? Anybody know a truck?" And
The African American guy?
And
Oh.
no, and he had
Do you want me to look it up?
he had a cousin or something that owned a truck, and he's like, "Okay, get your cousin, get the truck, come follow me, work with me today." And he was getting rid of all of his wife's stuff out of the house. But I could tell something was up because Ben Affleck's office never called him in about screenplays that he had written. And so that just kind of fell. And then all of a sudden life is getting really bad when his journal gets stolen. And he finds out who it is. It was Barbie from Chinatown or whatever. And the other people in the office.
Bai Ling played a character named Barbie Ling.
Yeah.
Wow. That's some character. How long did that take you to come up with? 13
know.
seconds?
I don't know. I don't know.
Gina Gershon. Gina Gershon. That's who.
That's who what?
That's the female assistant.
In what?
That was in this movie.
He didn't have a female assistant.
He
had that young man.
No, who was that guy that said, like,
Just talk to her, talk to him, whatever.
yeah, that said, like, they brought me in because you're okay with me or something?
I don't know.
Where I said, hey, oh, that's who Gina Gershon is playing.
Oh, her. Okay. So, finally, he has to, yeah.
Her.
Yep. Probably can't see it that far away. He has to get his life together. He's got to get the clients again, and he's all about the game and the win and never take no, and just everything going on and on. And as his life is spiraling out of control.
This movie kind of reminded me of Overnight.
And he...
Did it to you?
Yeah. He...
Slightly better video quality and
yeah.
actually video.
Yeah, probably. So he came home, and the lock, his combination was, his house was broken into. He went to check on his dad first. His dad was in bed, resting, sleeping. So then he's back downstairs, and he all of a sudden gets beat up. I mean, really bad beat up.
And then he's having, like, visions that his
was still
wife
getting beaten up, and his ex-wife was fooling around with one of the writers.
No. That's his wife and that guy were like the doctors that were operating on him.
Well, the dentist, I think, had the mask or whatever.
Like, he even said, like, no, I'm gonna beat you up, I'm gonna... Ah! And then there's a jab at Tom Cruise for Tom Cruise has big teeth? He has like two fake like teeth that are like almost Bugs Bunny teeth.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm Tom Cruise, see?
Yeah.
Could they not afford the rights to say like any of his catchphrases like, show me the money? Or no, that wasn't him. It was like what was one thing? I don't know, like I'm my character from Mission Impossible, or I don't know.
Or Top Gun or something. Yeah.
Or Risky Business. No, 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 no. The signal's old records off the shelf.
Bob Seger.
You don't. He did that in Risky Business.
I know. Other people have tried to do that too.
The Nanny. It was funny when the Nanny did it.
Oh.
I'll show you that afterwards.
Okay. So his house gets broken into. He's in the hospital for, seems like a week or two. He knows who did it. He knows who broke in, took a lot of his computer stuff because this Barbie was actually a reporter and she wanted the big names and everything.
I wonder if some of this is autobiographical for this dude.
For Ben Affleck or the...
Well, it's Affleck, not
Yeah.
Affleck.
Okay.
There's no K in that. K. Okay, K? There's no K in Affleck, okay?
Okay.
Continue, okay. Who's on first?
So then his wife kind of comes back to help him and everything, and he went over to the guy's house once with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do anything. So the next time he went over with the baseball bat and a gun.
Yeah.
And when he did end up after all the broken teeth and just looking all messed up and that, he fired the dude that was the cousin. So this Barbie, he met with her a couple times, I think, to try and get the journal back.
There's a plot, there's a minor subplot you're forgetting about.
Okay, then go ahead.
Him as a kid.
I think it's raining out.
Yep. That affects us, not these viewers.
Yeah, with his...
Unless it's raining.
His dad.
Well, what it was that
he liked this girl.
That
and
his older brother, and he was kind of...
she was only over there to meet the older brother.
Yeah, and he was kind of...
disappointed. Upset. Mad.
He was more short and thick, while the other guy was tall and thin, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that first incident, and then there's a second incident
where... But you're going to talk about the mom was going to take...
That's what I'm talking about.
The one son over to the girl's house and apologize and everything else, but then they get hit.
One of them gets hit, the other gets killed.
Yeah.
So just take that scene, multiply it times 15 or 20, and then you've seen Beware Children at Play.
Oh. Ooh. Yucky. Yuck.
And then, it's okay, it's a little more graphic than what they showed.
So anyway, then his life is getting back together.
Normal.
Yeah. He finished the journal class, and then he gets his journal back, and his wife, they weren't officially divorced, his wife finds Barbie down in the garage.
Or so not in a garage, more like in a store, more like in a cabinet.
Parking garage.
I thought it was a cabinet. Are you talking about the final part?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she gets locked in a closet.
Before that, how she coaxed her up to the conference room.
Sorry, people, continue.
Yeah. She and her boyfriend, he had a gas can, and she was coaxing Barbie up to give her an inclusive deal about what her husband really was like.
Meanwhile, this woman is doing a script reading of Risky of not Risky Business.
Glenn Close.
Basic Instinct.
Yeah, Glenn Close. So
Sharon Stone.
Or Sharon Stone, sorry. So she's doing the audition, and then the other guy shows up.
She has a no in her contract.
And
so
his wife is locked in the closet. So all of this was going on at once.
Trapped in the closet.
Yeah.
Trapped in the closet.
Well, when he told the other 3-4 people what he had written in his journal, now they were all interested about meeting Barbie and getting that journal back. And what was so funny is they all take these like karate pose classes to relieve some stress. So they're in Chinatown, okay?
I thought they went to Chinatown for a restaurant or to eat.
To talk to her and get the journal back. Okay?
You're kind of okay.
Okay, jumping around. Keep them all
we
guessing.
do that sometimes,
Keep
people.
them guessing. Hey, whatever.
Okay.
But it was pretty funny because she and her cousins and her brothers, they all work at this restaurant that her dad owns. And so they're out there, they're kind of surrounded, and they go, huh, 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 whatever they did, And then the other people were like backing away a little bit, and they're like, oh, it worked. And then they came back and went, yeah, they did their own version. And then they're like, run! So they run, he drops it again, and...
So when she's in the closet...
Mm-hmm. She calls Ben and says what's going on. He's like, I'm a little busy. And then he mentions her name and that she has his journal. And then this
was one of the funniest. This was like my favorite scene in this movie.
So then he's like having to get the other guy to finish the audition with her.
No.
And the writer.
That wasn't the part I was talking about. I was talking about when he sees like that writer, and Ben Affleck is talking he's talking to him,
talking to his wife,
and his response, and he's not listening, but he does responses that match, and he's like, "Oh man. Thanks. Let's hug it out."
But then there's 3 elevators, and they're all going. So her boyfriend, who had the gas can, is pouring gas, and it wasn't even in Ben's office.
Oh yeah.
It was another guy, and
she's arrested.
He says to her,
no, he's arrested or she's arrested.
He says to Barbie, the cops are going to be here any minute. And you're going to get extortion. You better stop that guy now. And she tries to go in there. Stop, quit pouring gas. No, we have to burn the office. And then here comes the guy with the fire extinguisher spraying them. And yeah. And then he finally comes out and he sees everyone going down the elevators.
In 2003.
Oh, and then he...
and his wife get back together.
They got back together.
And they have a underwater date.
He has with his father. Oh, it was like a dream sequence or whatever.
In the aquarium.
I thought it was with his father.
Maybe it was.
So
in 2003, there was a movie called Geely, a romantic crime drama that starred Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. It had 2 kids, from Justin to Kelly, which was the romantic comedy part, and it had this movie that came out 2 years later, which is the crime part. If you ever saw Geely and didn't like the romantic part, this is the movie for you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Ben Affleck, I've probably said this about 1,000 actors on here. Ben Affleck, this was probably made during that era when it was cool to hate on him because either his movies weren't doing that well, or they were. Some of them weren't his faults, like Surviving Christmas. The studio decided to release it in October so they could release his action film Paycheck in December, when you probably should have released the action film in October and the Christmas film in December.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm one of the few people that doesn't hate Geely. I'm a huge fan of Jersey Girl. Trying to think, what are some other films that were made during that era that were pretty bad? Daredevil, I don't even remember enough about to even comment on it.
I don't know that one.
It was a superhero one where it was like he was like he was blind, and he uses his extra senses to at least I think, I'm sorry, comic book people, he uses his extra senses to beat up villains. He even like had a mask on to be like, I don't see it all. Or maybe I'm thinking of the TV episode. I'm sorry.
I don't see it all. Okay, where did you go?
No, I don't see at all.
Yep, I heard you.
So
would you recommend this movie?
I honestly wouldn't.
Okay.
If you want to watch a crime comedy with Ben Affleck, watch Jersey Girl. Or no, watch Geely.
Or The Accountant.
I never saw The Accountant. Or
that was
personally,
intense.
if you want to watch a Ben Affleck movie made during that time that I think is very underrated, check out Jersey Girl. That just got the hate. Same with Geely because of that was during the Bennifer era. You know, kids back in those days when Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were in the news and it was all about their relationship.
Yep.
Things have changed since then.
Yeah, they're married now.
Oh, I'm sorry, people. Back in the day, Ben Affleck was married to someone named Jennifer Lopez. You might remember it from back in the day when he was married to someone named Jennifer.
Okay. So,
would you pick this movie? You'd recommend it?
I've seen him in a couple movies where it's more strict and not so much fun in that.
Oh, you need to see Jersey Girl then.
Well, maybe I will.
That's, in my opinion, one of Kevin Smith's best movies.
Okay.
It's a lot better than two of the recent ones I've shown you. This one's PG-13.
Yep.
And it doesn't have stuff in it that you're not a fan of.
Okay.
I'll tell you it afterwards.
Okay.
You know what? I'm tired, so you